So this is the outside area for 5301. It's got a nice nesting little pass-through from the kitchen, an outside bar. That's always a smart thing to do. That's nice. There's the sliders, and as you notice, they nest so they're out of the way, so that's a nice visual effect as well. They got sliders on the main that also nest and pocket, as well as, nope, not off the master, but all in all, that's pretty cool. They do what a lot of people in the South do. They paint the ceiling here a light blue. I'm not sure it really means anything, but it seems to, people think it helps them with birds and insect control. Here's the pool. Looks to be in great condition. They got a little, it's very sparkly. And what I mean by that, we talked about how do you get light into a pool. This one certainly accomplishes that. The other thing that I like is I like the white pool cages as opposed to the dark color ones. But again, the color of the pool is great. It's in really good condition, as is the pool deck. There's the drainage that goes through. It looks like the previous owner had a pet. Jalousie windows on the door, that's not stellar. At some point in time, that would have to be addressed. Also, the sliders here don't appear to be hurricane. I'll double check on that. And then we're gonna go outside to the back area. Nice little walkways to the right, to the left. This home has a lot more landscaping going on than the last one I did. I don't know what your feeling is on that, because that does take work. The windows, now that I'm outside, those are jalousie windows. At some point in time, you're gonna have to address that. They don't seal tight, they're not hurricane rated. So that's a ding here. That's something you gotta be aware of. They got hedges there, and I gotta tell you, sometimes people in Florida go overboard on landscaping, but you know, it's your home, do what you like. If you like it, great. If not, just remember, every plant is maintenance. Let's step on down and take a look at it here. The agent is actually holding an open house. So she's getting prepared there, so I'm gonna do the outside first. But here's the neighborhood. Here's the lift. They've got a wraparound deck. It is wood. At some point in time, it's nearing the end of its useful life. You can tell by when you start to see it starts to crack. We talked about this where you can take them up and turn them over and get several years more out of them, but it is a project that will be coming your way. It depends upon what your standards are. Looking at this seawall, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. Let me expand it in a little bit more. See that crack there? That's the seawall cap. A couple of things. See how small it is across from right side to the left, and then it's got a crack. So water's penetrating, and you can start to see the brown there. Not saying that's an issue, but it should be down the road. Sooner or later, it will be. Seawalls are amazingly stable kind of things, but at some point in time, it's got to be addressed. The most powerful thing in the world is water. But I wanted to see this because this is a pretty cool little feature. This is pretty standard. This is what people used to do. They get pulled, they get a boat, they get davits, they crank them up. The problem is you take a look at those bolts and they rust. At some point in time, they give way. When that is, you don't know. So the pool deck, the easy fix is you take the nuts out, you re-anchor it down, you shift it to the right, you shift it to the left. Because having this at the site is actually sort of nice. You get an extra little lift. If you have a jet ski, they have a kind of brace that you put over the jet ski to pull up. They are electrical, so that would be a concern. But this is the back of the house, and as you can see, it's pretty strong on the landscaping. But let me go there. I didn't shoot down both sides of the canal. Go this way. There's your neighbor. Pontoon boat has the same idea as you do. That's down one side. There's a nice, really nice boat there. That's the one that I want. And then this is down the other side. So canal width is what is narrow, but it's nice.